Hello guys, in this tutorial I'm going to take you through some few steps that you are supposed to follow when coming up with your proposal, and I have highlighted them. First one is introduction. You have to come up with the introduction of your proposal, then the statement of the problem, then you design. You have to come up with justification, purpose and objective of the project, the scope, beneficiaries, methodology and development model, system requirements, schedule, budget, and then you have a conclusion. In the part of introduction, this is where you introduce what your system, what all about your system. Is it an automated system? What is it going to do? Like in my case, mine will automate a manual system whereby the student will be allowed to order food either by use of website or use of their Android devices. Then in the statement of the problem, this is where you state the challenges with the current system or the drawbacks. Then in the justification section, this is where you justify why you think your system is better than the current system. Then you have the purpose and objective of the project. You state the purpose of your project or your system. Like in my case, the purpose is to automate the services by allowing students to use their laptop to put an order of the kind of food they want. Then on the part of objectives, we have two kinds of objectives. We have the developers level objectives and the system level objectives. The developer level objectives, this is where you yourself, you develop the front end, the back end, then you test your system. When you come to the system level objectives, these are the functionalities that your system is going to display or to show, or the functionality that your system will perform. Like in my case, it will allow students to register, to order food, it will display a list of menus, display a list of students who have ordered food, then allow students to order food to be reserved for them. Then when you come to the scope, you state the coverage of your project. How will your project, which language will it use? And you state some of the importances. Then you state the period your project is going to take. Then when you come to the beneficiaries, you state who are going to benefit from your system. Like in my case, the students, mess department, food suppliers, the community. Then on the methodology and development model, this is where you decide which methodology are you going to use. Are you going to use incremental, or are you going to use iterating method? This is your choice. And also use the method that you are sure you are going to implement. Like in my case, this is where I come up with different modules. I develop a certain module, I test it, then afterwards I develop another module, test it, then I combine them. That is what incremental is all about. Then you have the system requirements. They are of different types. We have functional requirements, non-functional requirements, then the software development tools, hardware, languages. Functional requirements must match with your objectives. Then non-functional requirements, these are the constraints of the functional requirements, like the security measures you are going to put, what your system will allow the user to do, like having a logging mechanism, having a registration mechanism. Then the software, you state the software tools that you are going to implement or use. Like in my case, I'm going to use XAMPP and NetBeans. The hardware, you state the capacity of your backup in case of anything happening to your data. You have a backup, and also a place to burn your documentation. Then the language, you decide the language you're going to use. When you come on to the schedule, your schedule must go together with your methodology. So mine is from feasibility to documentation, whereby feasibility take a certain period of time in weeks, then analysis, design, implementation, testing, presentation, documentation. Documentation must be from the beginning to the end of your project. Then you have the budget. You come with a list of the items that are necessary or will be required while coming up with your system. Then in conclusion, you state the proposed system, what will it based on. Then I can show you a sample of my proposal that I wrote. Taking some time. This is the sample of my proposal, whereby the title is Kibomesh system. Then you have the declaration. You declare that you are the one who did the project or the system. You have the approval from your supervisor. Then you have the abstract. Now the abstract is a simple description of what your project will consist. It gives an overview, a general overview containing objectives, benefits, problem statement, advantages. It is an overview of your whole system, so you have to come up with an abstract. Then you have the table of content, where you come up with a list of acronyms, operational definition of terms, list of figures, list of tables, list of appendices. Then you have the introduction part. This is where you give a background information of your system, the problem, the current problem with the existing system. Then you have to state the proposed solution. What is your system proposing compared to the current system. Then you give the key project component. What are the components that you are going to be used in your system? Like in my case, this is where they will be using a website. Then the technical impact. What are the technical impact or advantages your system is going to bring to the organization? And you have the problem statement. I will state the challenges and the drawback of the current system. All of them, you list them. Then you have the justification, where you justify why you are going to implement your new system. The purpose of the project, you state the purpose of your project. Then you have project objectives, which we said should go together with the functional requirements. We have benefit of the proposed system, scope of the project, beneficiaries, significance of your system, then the deliverables, system requirements, functional requirements, non-functional, then software requirements, the programming languages. This is where you state the languages that you are going to use. Then chapter 2 is a literature review. Literature review involves or about you study the previous system or the other current system that are similarly related to yours. You outline the drawbacks in those systems and what an advantage of your system have over them. Then you give the examples of those systems. It is all about literature review. Then you have the methodology. You state the methodology that you are going to use to come up with your system. And you have the reference page. This is where you will list the sources where you got information from, like maybe internet, books, other projects. Then appendices will consist your project schedule and your budget. That is all. Hope you will get and learn something. Thank you for watching.